Blah, blah, blah. Alright guys, what is good? It's your boy Carlo. I'm about to give you guys my top 5 animes that, because as you can see by the band, I am an avid anime fan. But yeah, I'm here to give you my top 5 animes that you should be watching right now. So number 1, I got Boku no Hero Academia. Probably one of the top animes this year that I think everybody should watch. Its main characters are Izuku Midoriya and All Might. My personal favorite is Shoto Todoroki, who he uses fire and ice as his power per se. And at this, obviously by the title, it says Boku no Hero Academia. It's a hero academy for kids who are born with powers in this, timeline where, two parents come together and they can either have a child that is born with power or they're born without power, and they kind of get rid of. Midoriya is basically that exception that he was given a power by All Might, who was the #1 hero in that universe for that show. So he essentially inherits a little bit of All Might's power, and he becomes a hero of his own and kind of creates a story and becomes a hero he wants to be and not the way everybody else wants to be. So for number 2, I got Gundam Iron Blood Orphans, probably one of the top 5 animes I've ever seen of all time that I just absolutely loved. Main characters are Mikazuki and Orga. They're both orphan brothers, but it's called Iron Blood Brothers because it is Gundam, so it's the iron and then blood, orphans, or Iron Blood Orphans, not brothers, but brothers, orphans, whatever. And my personal favorite is Mikazuki because he's basically the heart of Orga, because Orga basically is the guy that he does all the business and things like that for his crew, which they're called Tekada, and they basically run, these certain operations on Mars to get money because they're all from poverty and, they were given up and they're all orphans basically. But Orga is basically the guy who leads the whole thing, and Mikazuki is the one who fights for them as their heart and soul. And I'll leave the rest up to you guys. I'm not going to spoil anything. Next one is One Punch Man, another very popular anime that I think everybody should get into because it's just one of those animes that you wish could have been, because you're just like, oh, what if so and so just had the most power in the world and just beat everybody with one punch? Well, now there's One Punch Man because he beats everybody with one punch because he's trained so hard every day of his life, doing rigorous training, for however many years of his life, that now he's just so strong that nobody's competition to him. So essentially, he defeats everybody with one punch. You get the gist. And the third, or fourth now, fourth, is Gate. That anime is actually done, so I mean, you can go watch it and you won't, have to feel like you have to catch up, unlike these other animes that are still ongoing besides Iron Blood Orphans. But Gate is basically like military meeting magic. And you're like, alright, who would win? Because one has bullets and tanks and the other one has dragons. And not to spoil it, but I mean, it's pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. It's basically one of those animes you wish would have happened, that made sense. Not just like, oh, magic is just gonna completely beat out military. It's a certain balance in the storyline where it's not that one-sided. But again, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'd rather you guys go out and watch it yourselves. So then for my final one, people who have Netflix, my personal favorite is Knights of Cydonia, where it's basically about the main character Tanikaze, and they're basically living on like the last ship of humanity, and they're trying to survive while there's other aliens out there, this alien race called Ghana, and they're basically trying to follow the people of Cydonia and kill them and murder them basically. But this guy Tanikaze, he basically rises as a knight of Cydonia, and they battle with mecha suits, things like that. And again, I'm not going to spoil the whole story because what's the point of spoiling it when you guys can just go watch it. So yeah, those are my 5 top animes that you should be watching right now. Yeah, you guys go check that out.